Good evening, Professor Glosser. This is Rochelle Jones, and I am doing the Person and Paraprofessional video presentation. I will be exploring my reasons for entering the behavioral health field, as well as discussing how ethics will influence my career as a paraprofessional. This is the third time that I'm going back to school. Originally, I went to school in 2006, 2007, right after high school, in psychology. But when I went back to school in 2016, I decided to switch majors to education, just feeling as though there wouldn't be a lot of options just getting my bachelor's. Not sure if I wanted to continue my education beyond my bachelor's degree, but when I decided to get back into school earlier this year, I wanted to redirect my focus back to counseling or behavioral health, just because I felt that was just what I've always been passionate about from a very young age. I've been wanting to do the same profession since about the 7th grade. I've always had a wanting to understand how and why people do the things they do, or why they do the things they do. It helps me, my own childhood trauma had me be hyper vigilant to where I wanted to know these things, but I find that in learning these things about people, you're able to gain just a certain level of empathy that you may not have otherwise had when you explore the different reasons why people move the way that they do. Additionally, because I have a knack for wanting to help people and a passion for wanting to help people, just in my day-to-day life, even with my current career in insurance, my goal is always to make sure that I'm helping people better understand their insurance policy, or understand what coverages they have, or how their insurance works. And the same is said just generally in my life, and wanting to help family and members and friends be able to move through their struggles in life. And so that's something that has always, again, been just a passion of mine. It's something that I do even just outside of the behavioral health field. Another reason that I also wanted to move into the behavioral health field is because I suffer from my own mental health disorders. Not only does working in the field help me to gain better insights on my own issues, but it allows me to be able to empathize with patients as needed, for that extra boost of encouragement when they are really struggling just in coping with their disorders. Now, with me having my own mental health disorder, I have realized the potential for that to impede the counselor relationship, with me having to take time for my own maintenance. But with being a counselor, you always have to make sure that you have the resources available to be able to, appropriately transfer clients as needed. And so as I gain more knowledge on how to handle that, if something like that were to arise, it is something that I'm keeping to the forefront of my mind, just because I don't ever want to put my clients in the place of feeling like they're being abandoned by me, because I do want to make sure that I am there for them in my best capacity. Overall, though, outside of just that, ethics will influence my career as a paraprofessional, just because I want to always make sure that I'm doing what's best for my clients. I don't ever want for them to feel as if they have to worry about their privacy or any confidentiality. I don't want them to ever worry about them feeling as if I'm trying to force my views or my values onto them. And I for sure never want to inadvertently cause any harm to any of my clients. And so remaining self-aware and focusing on my own growth and health and mental health will help to ensure that I am aware and actively working through any issues that could potentially impede the counseling relationship. But it also allows me to just make sure that I'm keeping the client's values at the forefront of my mind. The assignment from last week really help me find ways to make sure that I am able to identify my own feelings and separate them from the clients. So that way I know when I am operating objectively or when my emotions or feelings or certain triggers are starting to impede on the discussions or questions or responses that I am giving to my clients. Overall, this assignment has helped me become more self-aware and just more diligent on making sure that I keep my own values and beliefs in check. And I hope the presentation gives more insight just into me personally and being able to successfully mitigate forcing those values onto my clients. Thank you, and this is the end of my presentation.